Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever time of the day it is in your particular part of the world. I'm Melanie, aka the Batshit Psychic, and I'm back today with another reading. This reading I'm going to call A Message from the Wild Green Woods. It's going to be everything fae related. I'm using only fairy decks. There's fairies, pixies, gnomes, wizards, kings and queens of the fairy world, you name it, they're in here. But what message, what advice, what guidance do the fae have for you? It's a pick a card read. It is timeless. However, I am recording this on the 15th of December. It's full moon, it's the last full moon, cold moon, longest moon, various names of 2024. So there's lots of energy around at the moment. I'm not going to bother with any promos in the introduction. I'll try and do that in each of your readings. The only thing I will say is that I am getting very booked up for private reads for 2025. So if this is something you would like to purchase for yourself or as a gift, and I do have vouchers, please reach out to me via my Facebook page of the same name. That being said, let's go. Pile number one, you have the Caduceus, pile number two, you have this little fairy doll, little tiny fairy doll. Sit her here for the moment, I think. I'll lie her down maybe. And pile number three, you have this little dragon. I don't think you can see him very well. He's facing this way. There, you can see him a little bit better now. So choose your pile. Right on cue. Miss Mouth is off. No thank you. We've closed the door. You're not welcome. Making your noise. Go and lie down. Go and lie down. Everything's safe. You're safe. Obedient as ever. Okay. Pile number one. Lie down. Pile number one. I'm patting there. It sounds like I'm smacking. I'm patting her. Go and lie down. That's a good girl. I know, we've got to have a drink, we've got to have the same whole malarkey. I wonder why she waits and saves it until I'm just starting to read. Let's just pause pile number one while she takes a drink. Go on Seth. Put your Caduceus up there. Let's have a look. You have the King of the Darkwood Elves with authority, credibility and status. You have the Merciful One, compassion, release and relief. You have nice, the Golden Unicorn, protector, guardian and champion. I think here, yeah, a blessing of the White Heart, something rich and strange, and a blessing of movement. I've got a simmer pot on the stove and it's just starting, it's like a bain-marie, so it's just starting to bubble. We're just going to turn that off and get the dog out so we can concentrate and focus. Come on out. Go lie down. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Pile number one. Guidance from messages from the wild green woods for you. Well, we start off with King of the Darkwood Elves. Dark. This king is very youthful but very stern, very strict. He rules the fairy world. I see him as quite similar to the Emperor in Tarot. He deals with rules. He's the keeper of order, if you like, in the wild natural world, which is not easy in a world that likes to be free and not bound by rules. He deals with defences, boundaries and territories, and also the law. So you may be feeling very restricted. Conversely, actually, you may need some more real sort of structure and male authority in your life, because I can see quite a difficult, challenging path for you. It's very rewarding. You have quite a high calling, but it's not for the faint-hearted. It's funny, actually, I was having a conversation with somebody earlier on this week, and I said I think I have a very strict, very authoritative male guide around me, so this well could be my reading. And he absolutely holds me to account sometimes and talks quite harshly to me, but he also encourages me to be quite firm with others. So that might be important for some of you. Okay. All right, he is important and he is actually a help, although you might not feel this, because he's actually quite lacking in empathy. He doesn't want to hear your sob story. He's not interested in excuses. He's very black and white. You know, you were late. I don't want to hear the reasons. I don't want to hear the excuses. You know, you were late, and he will hold you to account. But the reason that he might be quite helpful to you, and he might be here asking you to very firmly take up the reins of responsibility for your own life, is because he's here to prepare you for the hard work that goes with leadership. These three cards here, and this central one I think is important, Dark Wood Elves, and it's quite dark, something rich and strange, like dark chocolate. This, and it's interesting that I sort of placed it in the middle. This is a key card, right? The Merciful One. She's absolutely beautiful. Here, I don't think I held the Darkwood King up. If not, I will do. Compassion, release and relief, and you've got this sort of pink and green energy with her. She actually deals with death and release and ends of cycles. So there could be, you could have suffered a loss of a loved one and you may be grieving. You might be in that liminal space where you are losing somebody that you love. And the Merciful One is all about letting go, coming to terms with that loss, allowing somebody or something to pass peacefully and with grace and dignity from your life. She deals with the other world. I'm seeing her almost like Demeter or Persephone before she went to the underworld. There's something about you needing to hold space for those which are departing, that which is departing from your life. Make peace with it and let it go. It's a sacred calling, as is the calling of the White Hart down here. And as I'm touching the white heart, the sacred, and I mentioned sacred here, the sacred white hind stag of the woods. I'm looking up here and you've got this golden unicorn. It's got a golden mane, it's got a golden horn. Its coat has a slightly goldy shimmer to it. And you've got this white horse with a purple mane down here. You have a lot of white, pure, unique, original animals around you. The hind is a four-legged forest animal. The unicorn is a mythical animal close to a horse. You have this fairy riding on this horse. This heart and this horse are looking forward to the future. This golden unicorn is looking towards you here. I'm seeing this as you. Everything else around you is a guardian, is a guide, is a protector, is a mentor. I think the King of the Darkwood Elves, who's the card, your key card to draw you in, is this mentor, is this masculine, strong guide, fey spirit, elven spirit, who is going to hold you to account, who's going to help you as you are dealing with a painful release and loss, not to lose yourself in the emotions, to keep you quite logical and to keep you on track. So she's very kind and compassionate, whereas he is perhaps lacking in empathy. I think that you've got the golden unicorn here to bridge the two energies. Move this down here. To bridge a very merciful, compassionate female energy, a very strong male, authoritative leadership energy, and the golden unicorn is coming in to act as a third guide, a third spirit. They are here to protect and guard and be your champion whilst you are undergoing this sort of metamorphosis here, something rich and strange. Unicorns I always see as male, and they can be charmed by the female. And there's the famous image of the unicorn lying with its head in the maiden's lap. So this is another male guide and energy around you, here to assist you as you go through these challenges. This golden mane and horn, his little beard there. He is a beacon of light. He is encouraging you to lead. It's still leadership, but to lead with reason and intelligence, not to be swamped by your emotions over here. So you've got two strong male guides at this time. Something rich and strange. It's card 33. I always notice 11s, 22s, 33s, 44s, 55s, etc. And it is the card that I've chosen to place in the middle. You've got 39 there. I'm not sure if this is a 3. I can never tell. Or if it's an 8. I think it's an 8. But you've got 3 here as well. So you might connect with 3s. 3's the magic number, all of that. But something rich and strange she's an utterly, utterly beautiful card. She's perched very high up on some kind of a rock structure. And this reminds me, Faith, if you've chosen this pile, of the conversation we were having about Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi. And she appears to be conjuring or calling up this light, this energy, I think pile number one, because this card is about dissolving into oneness, it's about accessing the infinite. It's definitely connected with seer or mediumship or oracular type abilities. And connecting it to here, letting go and death. You might very well be a death doula. You might help others cross over. You might be a counsellor. You might help and advise people come to terms with loss and pain. But you are stepping up into this strange, rich, dark energy. And maybe that's why the King of the Dark Wood Elves is here. But you've got powerful guides. And you've got two quite powerful blessings. But this is important. This is you. This is what you're going through. It's about seeing that whatever stage, whatever state things are in, there is always eternal light, radiant light in an eternal soul. It's about remembering who you truly are, who those on the other side truly are, in terms of source, in terms of spirit, in terms of that which lived can never ever die. And that love transcends death. You might need to hear that. It's encouraging you to walk in both the finite and the infinite worlds, and to be a bridge between the two. And that's possibly, I keep talking about the golden unicorn here, being the bridge between these two energies, to bring some light into the kind of death, transfiguration state. There's nothing on here which talks of, you haven't got a key word of transformation or transition. But this is a card, the Merciful One. It is like a death angel. She's somebody that's come to cross something over. That could be a part of you that you are mourning, that you are losing. A stage of your life, it could be a person. But in order to step into your power, you are being called to release certain things, people, places, and you'll be protected as you're doing this, but you will also be held to account. This blessing of the White Heart, it's such a beautiful blessing, but it's not an easy blessing. The White Heart really does exist. It's an albino deer. It's seen as sacred. It's usually only seen in the very heart of the green wood. So it has taken on certain mythical properties. But it's about integrity. Again, it's about a recognition of the sacred. Something in you is honouring and recognising that which is sacred in yourself and in others. You're stepping into powers, and you've been granted a glimpse of this White Heart, and you are being asked to keep the sacred sacred. You're being taken right to the heart of the fairy realm, the world of the old gods. And again, it's about coming face to face with your true self here. I love that you've got all these companions. The Sacred White Heart, the Golden Unicorn, this marvellous white grey horse here. And they're moving you forward. Yeah, this is all about encountering your true self, seeing things in their true form, in their true essence. You are moving forward, you are moving from loss and grief. You are stepping into a more powerful version of yourself at the moment, because a blessing of movement is about liberty. It's about saddling up your own horse, deciding your own direction. It's becoming unstuck. It's getting away from stagnation. It's an untying or an untangling of cords, of things that have maybe held you back. And I'm just, as I'm saying untying and tangling of cords, I'm just looking here, and there's a klute tree and there are lots of things dangling from it. And the hind also has lots of things dangling, charms of protection dangling from it. It's perhaps moving forward, leaving the heart of the wood, because she has a travelling staff. It's moving on from this, releasing. What do you do when you've released? You're then free to move, aren't you? This is clearing the way. It's a clearing of heavy energy, of heavy people and places. It's freedom. Okay, he's a hard taskmaster because it might be difficult to disentangle yourself from the emotions, from the experiences. Yeah. So to sum up, pile number one, I said at the beginning, this I don't think is an easy path, but it is a very sacred one. And you are protected by this strong male energy, possibly in the physical world, but definitely in the spiritual world. I think there's something of the seer, the oracle, the shaman about you. And you are being supported, yeah, protected at all costs, protected at all costs, like the White Hart. Yeah. The message, let me try and distill the message. The message is you have a higher purpose and you have a higher calling. It's not easy, but it's sacred, and you have so much support and blessings and love from the angelic, from the spiritual, from the fairy realm to help you on this journey. Pile number one, that has been your reading. If you enjoyed it and you're not already, please subscribe, like, share, drop me a comment. Brightest of blessings to you from the Wild Green Woods and the King of the Darkwood Elves. Hello, pile number two. If you chose this poor, tiny little battered fairy doll whose wings want to curl around, well, this one's curling around her, this one's flying, then this is your pile. You have pile number two, the Unseelie Queen, the Yule Singer, Bliss, Queen Mab herself, a Dream of Love, and a Blessing of the Green. I think I'm going to put this here. Okay, pile number two, let's go. Right, the Unseelie Queen, totally beautiful, very glamorous, very opulent jewels here. You've got hubris, which is pride or arrogance. You've got the Yule Singer. You've got bliss, dreaming of love, a blessing of the green. But okay, this is really quite an easy read. Okay, the Unseelie Queen is beautiful. She is glamorous, slightly intimidating. She's a bit of a mean girl, if I'm honest. She's maybe the negative side of the Queen of Wands. So she's concerned with public opinion. She might be like the social media queen. And she's a bit of a manipulator of public opinion. And she's about appearances. Doesn't matter how things really are, it's how they appear. And actually she's pretty powerful. She's very concerned with status, very concerned with how things look, but also looks. If you know somebody like this, or if you've been in an environment where that kind of culture rules, it may have left you feeling quite underconfident, low self-esteem. I think she's here to almost challenge and goad you into working on resilience and overcoming these people, these energies. Because you do have a voice. You do have a voice, the Yule Singer, and you do have an opinion, and what you have to say is equally as valid. And actually I'm hearing, after I said you've had a voice, that you might need to challenge these opinions that have been put out there and presented in a certain way. And the Unseelie Queen might be here, like I say, actually challenging you to step up. Because the Yule Singer looks very young and naive. Bliss here, she is very young, sort of Sleeping Beauty energy about her. A blessing of the green, she's definitely very young. This is green, fresh, new shoots kind of energy. Interesting that Queen Mab was in the middle and I moved her. So do you know what? I'm going to move her back there. And say, the Unseelie Queen is what you must challenge and defeat. And you must become Queen Mab. I'm quite envious pile number 2. Because I think you can see at the back the deck standing up is the Queen Mab Oracle, but the blessing from Queen Mab comes from this deck here. Mab, Maeve, Mabe is very close to my surname. Quite a few people have called me Queen Mab throughout my life because of my surname, and she's never come out for me. I'm loving the fact that this one's very red-haired, and you've kind of got the red here in the wings. She's cloaked in the black of protection. I'll tell you now, Queen Mab is a seer. She is connected to the darkness. She has a crow here. She has these little sprites. She can walk between both worlds, and she harnesses both light and dark. I think she is here to help you challenge. This is the challenge. I like the court of the Unseelies. They're quite naughty, they're quite mischievous, they're quite rebellious. But this is somebody or something, circumstances, a group of people that you have allowed to hold too much sway, to have their own way too much, and too much importance in your life, and you are being asked to rise from your slumber, sort of from your innocence, from your very kind of dreamy energy, and step into your power and to challenge. Okay, you've got the Yule Singer, rebirth, feasting and joy. Okay, winter, it's kind of the sort of season of death, everything goes still. But within that stillness, we feast, we express joy for what's gone before, and the fact that we have the resources over this Yule period to keep warm. Okay, I think this situation has driven you to sort of real depression, real loneliness, real isolation. You've got this robin here perched, this spirit singing in your ear. This is about finding your voice. It's about finding your joy again. Reclaiming the innocence that this has taken away. And singing yourself, maybe in a way singing yourself back to sleep, because you've got bliss, contentment, satisfaction and security. This is about true happiness. This is about being able to sleep peacefully. It's about forming meaningful, loving, supporting relationships, friendships, mature, deep connections. This is the green shoots. This is the healthy branches. I'm looking at those roses here. Didn't the prince in Sleeping Beauty have to chop through a thicket of thorns? This is you being protected. It's you being protected as you grow strong enough to develop your own voice, to sing your own song, to step into Queen Mab energies. Yeah, I think this is maybe where you are now. And of course we are bang on trend, because I'm recording this on the 15th. I think we step into Yule in 5 days. It's current, it's coming out of possibly a deep, dark depression. It's being able to move into joy. You've got joy, feasting. You might really, really have the most wonderful Yule, Christmas season. Contentment, satisfaction, security. Yeah, it's stepping into who you are. Being able to sleep easy. They've all kind of got a goldenish hair. Yeah. Yeah. Down here are all very young females, so you might generally be a young female, or it might be connected to sort of you being a bit innocent and a bit naive, and you need to step into Queen Mab to deal with this madam. A dream of love. You've got 2 sleeping women here, one sleeping blissfully and contentedly. This one has a locket and a picture of a person in it. In a way, you need to take the blinkers off, and this can be infatuation, this can be idealized love. And it's a maturing, it's it's a maturing of energy. To see things as they really are, not as you wish them to be. And that's not to say that they're any less beautiful. It's like infatuation and that first exciting heady feeling of love when you have the person on a pedestal, moving to seeing them as imperfect, not in a derogatory way, but in a way that makes them more human, which helps you develop this more mature, lasting connection. Right, okay, I got there. You are being rejuvenated. I'm going to switch these. Rejuvenated, which is maybe why we've got all of these young female energies with a blessing of the green. This is the call that you are a child of the green. This reading is called Messages from the Wild Green Woods. This is your own fairy blood rising. This is answering the call. You are being summoned. You are a fairy child. Just remember who the F you are with this card. And yes, she's young and she's delicate and she's fresh, but the green world is an ancient, deep world. And when your fairy blood's been summoned, you have Queen Mab, Queen of the Fae, who trumps the Unseelie Queen. And wow, this is the gift of becoming the ruler of your own world. She's a seer. She's giving you pile number 2, the message from the wild green woods is stepping into your own sovereignty. You are no longer going to be pushed and pulled. You are no longer owned or forced at the whims of others. Mind, body, soul here. You are a sovereign being. Royalty. She doesn't have a crown, but she has these little stars above her head. Yeah, you are being asked to remember just who you are. It's your life. You're in charge. You're in control. You can boot the false illusions, the people who want things to be presented in a very kind of social media type way. Isn't everything wonderful? Isn't my life perfect? Aren't we all happy? Isn't everything all glossy and rich and wonderful? And I don't think you've gone along with this for a long time. Well, no, you have gone along with it. I don't think you've believed it or felt it, and it's made you deeply, deeply unhappy. We'll come out. She's quite naked. This is, I don't want the jewels. I don't want things to be dressed up. I don't want things to be full. She's also naked. They're adorned naturally. Yeah, this is stripping away the illusions. This is being real. This is being honest. And as you strip away those illusions, as you sing your song, as you stand up and you step into your power and authenticity, okay, you will defeat the Unseelie Queen and step into Queen of Queens, Empress, Queen Mab type energy. Pile number 2, that has been your reading. If you enjoyed it, I hope you'll consider giving me a like, a share, a subscribe if you're not already. Brightest blessings to you, pile number 2, and I want to leave you with Queen Mab. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the dragon, and it took me ages to see that he was a dragon. I thought he was a broomstick for ages, the head of a broomstick, until I actually saw one day that I could see his eye. And I think he's meant to be threaded onto a bracelet, and to be threaded sort of so the thread goes through his mouth there, and he sits like that. Okay, so the broomstick dragon. Okay, pile number 3. Here is your reading. Ooh, quite a different energy there than the others with the other world. A different energy there than the others with the other world. Different from the rest. It's a 44. It's a master number. Yeah. Right, let's see if the dragon can cover. Not really. Maybe that'll do it better. Or one on each. She has naked breasts. Not that I get paid by YouTube. I don't have enough subscribers or enough people viewing each video. However, you know, let's play by their rules. Despite the fact that it's a drawing of a naked woman, we're not allowed to have nudity, so let's cover her up. Although this is all about unveiling. She has a veil, she's uncovered here. She has a mask here. You have the word veil here. Oh, you have a blessing of glamour. Glamour magic. You've got healing and vitality. Oh, this is so clear. Okay, pile number 3. You have this very, very beautiful, very ethereal being with a spider web looking shawl, I suppose, and a headpiece. Everything is black. Black protection. She's very pale. She's very gothic looking. You've got veil and other world. You've got illness and transition. This has links slightly to pile number 1, because they had a lot about transition and they had a lot about death. So if you were connected to pile number 1 or drawn or half thought about it, it might support what you hear here. It's a different figure though, okay? I think you are being, I think you're actually being given an explanation of what's been happening to you. I think you have perhaps massively elevated in terms of your gifts. And that might have left you feeling quite ungrounded and quite ill. Not necessarily physically ill, but drained. Possibly even feeling under psychic attack, maybe mental health, maybe feeling like you are going mad. Okay, your next card is Salu, and there couldn't be much more of a difference. You've got vitality, health and energy. You've got healing down here. So let me tell you straight away that this is a really positive, helpful reading. I think that the creature, the character, the fairy here who's appearing is to tell you, yes, you are being called to step into your connection with the other world. It may have been draining you. My mouth was trying to say driving and drowning at the same time, as my mind wanted to say, what was the word I actually said? Draining. That's the word I wanted to say. It may have been draining you. But driving and drowning were also coming in there at the same time. So you might have felt swamped. You might have felt magnetically pulled. You might have felt drawn to something, and almost like an incubus or a succubus. It's almost been draining the life out of you. It's been unhealthy. That is not the way that anything spiritual is meant to make you feel. You've got transition and you've got transformation here. You're changing, you are shifting. You've got shapeshifter, and a blessing of glamour is that you can shift. You can magically change and alter your appearance to help yourself. So this is incredibly positive. Before I actually read, I've kind of skipped through the cards. I want to look at this Welcome Dread Fury, because like the other world, it's an incredibly black, dark card. Sod the breasts. I'm not showing them. This is embracing the darkness. It is, if you like, howling, howling all of the energy, all of the hurt, all of the pain, howling it out. It is stripping things bare. It is coming out from behind the veil. And this is me, and this is here, and I am here. You might have been in the closet, metaphorically, about certain things in your life, but you are revealing yourself. This little fairy is so different and so colourful compared to the other world and the shapeshifter. This is vitality, health, energy. You might be recovering from a physical illness. There's a big link between physical health and mental health anyway. But I am seeing you reclaim something. You are shifting, you are changing. You are seeing behind the veil, beyond the veil. Stepping into your gifts. Learning to work with the dark, to welcome the dark, to embrace the dark. And that could be the darkness within yourself. And to see it as beautiful and light. You have shapeshifter, another 4. You've got 44 here. You've got a 4 here. A transformation, primal wisdom and instinct. She's disguised as this bird. I think they're owl feathers. This is being able to see in the dark. This is being able to move between worlds. You are changing. Your reality is changing. You are being blessed with healing. One of my favourite cards. You've got a dragon friend here because you're solo. On all of those cards, you are solo. And this is friendship, this is companionship. This is fitting in, this is belonging. This is maybe finding your tribe after wandering around in the dark in the underworld or the world for a long time. This is having sat down and met your demons and roared at them and having risen. They're both quirky and original. You're being given this a lot. Her fairy wings aren't really like fairy wings. They're more like raven wings or bat wings. Glamour, a blessing of fairy glamour, is the ability to shapeshift. It's the ability to cloak. It's the ability to, the fairy magic, you know, make things appear, make yourself appear slightly differently. I haven't done this for any of the other cards, but this is kind of rage against the machine, and this is like drawing your power from your own ferocity, from your own primal scream. And once you let it all out, maybe that's what's draining you. It's the keeping it in. It's the keeping of secrets. It is the veiling of things. And once you let it out, this vitality, this health, this healing will come in. You've got health, you've got healing. You've got actually repeating words written on the cards. Health and healing. The contrary word illness there. Transition, transformation, shape-shifting, a blessing of glamour, which is the ability to shape-shift. You can cloak at will. You have the power to choose when and how and by whom you are seen. You will attract your tribe. You are healthy and whole and powerful. And I want to end your reading pile number 3 with doing something I haven't done for any of the others. Because Jodie Foster, she looks like Jodie Foster, is just calling to me, and I just think she's so important. So you are welcoming dread, fury. That's powerful. And so I am going to look and find any additional messages there might be. 37. Okay, lovely. Straight away. Banish all curses, hexes and unwanted spells that have been placed upon you. Draw your fierceness and the purifying wrath of the goddess to unbind your soul spirit now and for all time. Your freedom from oppressive inner patterns only awaits your instantaneous and complete refusal to host them for one moment more. Brilliant. The patterns to which I refer may include self-criticism, disempowering cultural programming, coercive control from an individual or group, codependency, intimidation, gaslighting, abuse, or any other forms of physical or mental hijacking. Yeah, hello. Hello. Yeah. No more rage. I told you, rage against the machine, rage against all of that which has been dragging you down, forcing you underground to keep everything hidden. No, 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 no. Get rid, banishing spell, be gone. I'm doing that, be gone. Okay. Then you can step in healthily to all of the magic that you have, and you can heal. Surrounded by surrounded by, that feels so lovely how I've just moved those around now, surrounded by all of this helpful, healing, winged fairy energy. Pile number 3, the blessing from the wild green woods for you is a blessing of taking your power back, healing yourself, allowing yourself and all your magic and all your quirks to be seen as healed and healthy and whole. That's a beautiful blessing from the wild green woods for you. Pile number 3. Brightest blessings.